Hello there and welcome from me, Rukidi Kiijanangoma, to UBC News tonight, this Monday, the 19th day of January 2026. But first, let's have a look at what's making headlines at this hour. In our top stories tonight, Chief Justice Owinye Dolo retires from the judiciary, hands over office. The Electoral Commission dismisses media reports on Ajuri County parliamentary seat results. First Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East African Community Affairs Rebecca Kadaga meets all Busoga sub-region elected members of Parliament. And the Minister for Energy and Mineral Resources assures that Uganda remains on track to achieve first commercial oil by July 2026. Hello there and welcome once again. We are coming to you live on air and online from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. The outgoing Chief Justice Owinye Dolo has retired officially, and he has served the country, rising through the ranks of the judiciary to the position of Chief Justice until his retirement. This was echoed by different speakers during the official handover ceremony held at the judiciary headquarters in Kampala following his retirement upon attaining the constitutional age limit. We have more in this story.
Article 144(1) of the Constitution provides that a judicial officer may retire at any time after attaining the age of 60 years and shall vacate office. Clause 1A further provides that in case of the Chief Justice, Deputy Chief Justice, a Justice of Supreme Court, and a Justice of Court of Appeal, retirement shall be upon attaining the age of 70 years. In compliance with these constitution provisions, the Chief Justice Alphonse Chigamoi Owinye Dolo has officially retired from office after clocking 70 years. Outgoing Chief Justice Alphonse Chigamoi Owinye Dolo officially handed over office to the Deputy Chief Justice at the Judiciary Headquarters in Kampala.
With all of this together, I had the privilege to manage the affairs of the judiciary for the past 5 years. I have constantly considered myself merely as a first among equals. That is my style of administration. Therefore, whatever achievements that we have registered in the judiciary in the last 5 years must be attributed to each and all of us in the top management of the judiciary.
Dolo commended the strong working relationship he enjoyed with the entire judiciary.
I do so today with confidence that the judiciary is in capable hands, led by men and women of integrity, competence, and commitment to the rule of law. As I take my leave, I do so with gratitude for the trust reposed in me, pride in what we have collectively accomplished, and faith in the future of Uganda's judiciary.
The acting Chief Justice and Deputy Chief Justice, Dr. Flavian Nzeija, described the retired Chief Justice as a hard-working leader.
I can only point about 2 types of leadership from him. That is participatory leadership and transformational leadership styles. Those are the 2 he employed, and this is what led us to achieve what we achieved. He was one of those who initiated the peace settlement between the LRA rebels and the government of Uganda. He didn't mention that, but that was massive. It prevented the carnage.
The principal judge, Lady Francis Jane Francis Abodo, described the retired Chief Justice as a mentor and administrator.
Your Lordship's contribution to justice administration has extended far beyond the bench. As the former Director of Public Prosecutions, I can personally attest to your support to me as a DPP and of course to the entire Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions.
The Permanent Secretary to the Judiciary, Dr. Pius Bigirimana, applauded the retired Chief Justice for championing alternative dispute resolution mechanism.
I must say you are the grandfather of alternative dispute resolution mechanisms. Thank you very much for steering this judiciary and making ADR your trademark. And throughout the time the Chief Justice has been here, I have found comfort, I have found commitment.
The retired Chief Justice, Justice Alphonse Chigamoy Owunyidolo, served the judiciary for 17 years, including 5 years as Chief Justice of Uganda. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nansuga, UBC News.
And of course, Chief Justice Alphonse Owunyidolo has officially retired from judicial service after attaining the mandatory retirement age of 70. Now bringing to an end his tenure at the helm of Uganda's judiciary. The following is his profile.
Owunyidolo stepped down on Sunday, January 18, 2026, concluding a judicial career that began in 2008 when he was appointed a judge of the High Court. He later served on the Court of Appeal before being elevated to Deputy Chief Justice in 2017 and subsequently assumed office as Chief Justice in August 2020. During his tenure as head of the judiciary, Owunyidolo focused on strengthening the court system through increased funding, improved infrastructure, and the adoption of technology to speed up case handling. He also promoted mediation, plea bargaining, and small claims courts as alternatives to lengthy litigation processes, initiatives aimed at reducing case backlogs and easing prison congestion. One of the major developments under his leadership was the relocation of the Supreme Court and Court of Appeal to a new twin-tower judicial complex in Kampala, constructed to improve access to justice and enhance service delivery. Unlike previous transitions, Owunyidolo leaves office before the appointment of a new Chief Justice. The Judicial Service Commission has already submitted a list of nominees to the President for consideration. Those shortlisted include Justices Mike Chibita, Catherine Bamgemerere, Monica Mujenyi, Christopher Mandrama, and Deputy Chief Justice Dr. Flavian Zeije. While his tenure was largely praised for judicial reforms, it also attracted criticisms, particularly during the 2021 presidential election petition, which exposed internal disagreements within the Supreme Court. Before joining the bench, Owunyidolo served as a member of parliament, participated in drafting the 1995 Constitution, and worked as legal counsel in peace negotiations. He holds academic qualifications in law and conflict resolution.
To other news stories now, the Electoral Commission has dismissed media reports claiming that the Ajuri County parliamentary seat has already been decided. The Commission says no winner has been declared as yet, insisting that the electoral process in Ajuri County is still ongoing following disputes in 18 polling stations, in which a repeat has been decided on the 27th of this month. Eddie Olua reports.
The Electoral Commission has moved to clarify what it describes as misleading media report suggesting that the incumbent Member of Parliament for Ajuri County, Dennis Samson Obua, has lost the parliamentary race. According to the returning officer for Leptong District, Jessica Adon-Ochienna, tallying of results has not been concluded in Ajuri County due to disagreements arising from 18 polling stations located in Abako and Away sub-county in Leptong District. Adon says following consultations with the commission, a decision was taken to conduct a repeat in the affected polling stations on the 27th of this month.
Ajuri has 178 polling stations, but so far we have tallied results for only 160. The results of these polling stations were not tallied because of disagreements on the results as the returning officer was reading out to the public.
She says until this process is completed, no candidate can legally be declared winner of the Ajuri County Member of Parliament race.
The repeat election will be only in these polling stations in order to give us results that will cover the entire 178.
The Ajuri County parliamentary race has 5 candidates, but the contest remains particularly tight between NRM's Dennis Samson Obua and the UPC's Fred Jalameso.
The elections will take place on 27th of January, and in this case, candidates are not allowed to campaign because it's considered that they had already campaigned enough. My appeal to the media, get the information, the exact information on ground to avoid causing anxiety and excitement in the community.
The returning officer further appealed to the media to exercise professional responsibility, warning that premature or inaccurate reporting could cause unnecessary public anxiety and excitement. Ediulwa, UBC News.
The highly contested race for special interest group representatives to Parliament, particularly the workers' representatives, has marked a significant milestone with jubilation among winners and disappointment among those who fell short. According to tentative results, Fiona Naku has emerged victorious as the female workers' representative to Parliament after securing 290 votes. She narrowly defeated the incumbent, Abwoli Agnes Kunhira, who garnered 287 votes in a tightly contested race that featured 5 candidates.
Today marks the second edition of the 2026-2031 polling exercise, with Ugandans voting for special interest groups and specifically workers' representatives to Parliament. Here at Chibuli Secondary School, the exercise has concluded successfully and counting of votes is in progress. Words of jubilation mark victory for some, while others face disappointment, following the tightly contested race for workers' representative seats in Parliament.
Social person, and I relate well with people, and that is what has made me popular across the country. And I believe I'll use my ability to make sure that we work together as a team. I want to congratulate all the participants that we were contesting with, especially the incumbent. It's been a tough one. She has put up a good fight. Congratulations, but we always have one winner. Thank you for giving me the way to also lead the labor movement. And I want to promise my electorates that we shall work together to make sure that we build the labor movement, we work in the interest of the country and develop our livelihoods.
We need first of all to appreciate the delegates of all corners of the country for entrusting the young girl. I think she was among the young girls, or she was among the young persons who was in this race. But according to the entrust, the delegates have trusted him. They have given him this victory.
The first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East African Community Affairs, Rebecca Aditwala Kadaga, has convened a meeting of newly elected and returning members of Parliament from all political parties and independent members in the Busoga sub-region. During a meeting at Centenary Apartments in Masese, Jinja City, Kadaga cautioned the legislators against being used for political interests at the expense of Busoga.
Kadaga tipped the Member of Parliament that some of their predecessors lost seats due to infighting rather than focusing on service delivery. She urged them to collectively demand key infrastructure projects. National Unity Platform leading members of parliament welcomed Kadaga's initiative that fronts Busoga's interests. Bukoli North Member of Parliament Jamal Mokove warned colleagues against repeating the mistakes of past leaders.
It is very prudent that this meeting sticks on Busoga issues. We disagree on other issues, but let us stick to Busoga issues. And I wanted to make that very clear, because for me, when it comes to Busoga,
Jinja Southwest Member of Parliament Dr. Timothy Lusalabatua thanked Kadaga for intervening when his election victory was under threat. The newly elected woman Member of Parliament for Jinja District, Peace Tibiaze, called for collective support from fellow leaders. Independent Kagoma North MP Moses Waliomu called on President Yoweri Museveni to recognize Kadaga's contribution.
President Museveni Vice President of our Prime Minister.
Kadaga urged the MPs to unite, focus on the needs of their constituents and avoid political divisions. Nals Bawini reporting for UBC.
The Minister for Energy and Mineral Development is upbeat and confident that Uganda remains on track to achieve first commercial oil by July 2026. In her assessment tour of the oil activities in the Albertine Graben, Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa urged all the stakeholders to fully meet their obligations, calling for collective effort to deliver what she described as historic national milestone. Dennis Sigoa reports.
The oil race is on. The government of Uganda and the joint venture partners China National Offshore Oil Corporation (CNOOC), Total Energies and Uganda National Oil Company (UNOC) have reaffirmed their commitment to deliver fast commercial oil in 2026. After over a decade of anticipation, the long wait may finally be nearing its end.
2026 stands as a defining milestone in Uganda's journey of transformation. It is the year that the country will finally join the elite league of oil-producing countries.
It is for real that Uganda is soon becoming an oil-producing country. And maybe we shall change attire and begin dressing like those people who are oil producing, the sheikhs and sheikhats. But all in all, our economy is going to...
With timelines tightening, the Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, and key players in the oil and gas sector have hit the ground running. In the first week of this year, the minister, accompanied by a high-level delegation, inspected the progress of marine storage and terminal facility in Tanga, Tanzania, a critical component of the East African crude oil pipeline.
This will be an important step leading up to that point where we will eventually have a refinery up, 60,000 barrels to be fed to the refinery, and 200,000 barrels which will continue to be evacuated through here at Tanga for the next 25 years and beyond.
With the mission accomplished in Tanzania, the delegation proceeded to the Albertan Graben in Uganda, where progress and infrastructure readiness ahead of the July 2026 deadline were closely assessed. The itinerary included ECOP's Pump Station 1, Sinuk's Kingfisher oil field on the shores of Lake Albert, and Total Energy's Tilenga project.
Come July 31st, after the commissioning, that commissioning will be a technical commissioning. And the political commissioning will be done in October. We shall see a commissioning of the jetty at the end where oil, crude oil will be, exported. That will be in October. So money will begin trickling in from the transportation tariff.
During the site visits, officials were briefed on the construction milestones, commissioning schedules, and the overall readiness of critical oil infrastructure.
In terms of pumping, Pump Station 1 is the heart of ECOP. Now, PS1 is at 79% completion. There are different aspects of the project, civil, electrical, mechanical, but this project is on schedule for July 31st, 2026, where we shall ensure that the entire ECOP pipeline system is ready and available to deliver crude oil to the international market.
The high-level engagement underscores the strong political willingness to deliver Uganda's first commercial oil in the second half of 2026. Dennis Igawa for UBC.
Now, two government officers, Mukibi Nasser and Kifuse Alex, have been charged and remanded over charges of abuse of office for procuring over 200 million shillings to construct and maintain and mobilize equipment of Nawanyago Kisozi Road without following the procurement procedure. The two pleaded not guilty to the alleged offences, as we hear in this story.
Two senior officials of Kamuli District Local Government have been charged and remanded by the Anti-Corruption Court over abuse of office. The accused are Mukibi Nasser, 49 years, the Chief Administrative Office of Kamuli District, and Kifuse Alex, 53 years, the district's Chief Finance Officer. They appeared before Anti-Corruption Magistrate Esther Simwe, and they were charged with 4 counts of abuse of office.
That had not been done, knowing or having reason to believe that the payment would cause financial loss to the government.
The charges arise from their arrest earlier this week. Prosecution told court that between May and June 2025, while performing their official duties, unlawfully processed and proved payment of more than 167 million to Total Uganda Limited for fuel and lubricants for the construction of Nawanyango Kisozi Road without following procurement procedures. Court further heard that the accused also approved an additional payment of 29 million to the district engineer Mufumba Daniel for alleged works related to traffic synergy, campus site establishment, equipment mobilization, also without following the required procurement procedures. Both officials pleaded not guilty to the alleged charges. Prosecution informed court that investigations are still ongoing and requested court for more time. Through their lawyers, the accused applied for bail, presenting several sureties. However, the prosecution objected, arguing that the sureties were not substantial.
We also wish to note that the accused persons have been under incarceration since Monday, and we wish the court to take judicial notice of the fact that there should be 7 days of incarceration without being presented to court is already a big inconvenience to the applicants.
They all commit and are willing to execute any conditions that shall be set by this court. I have also confirmed that this person is very willing to attend court whenever required. He has believed that to confirm to court his area of residence been introduced by the LC1 chairperson.
After hearing both sides' submissions, Magistrate Esther Asimwe remanded the accused until January 20th, 2026, when she will deliver her ruling on the bail application. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nansuga, UBC News.
A Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, has successfully defended the Kinkizi East parliamentary seat after winning the race with 23,873 of the valid votes cast. Chris Basarinitwe gives us more.
Kanungu district has got two constituencies, Chinchizi East and Chinchizi West, comprising 27 sub-counties plus a total voter population of 164,908. The voting process was largely peaceful in Chinchizi East. In Chinchizi East, 8 candidates contested the seat, while 6 competed in Chinchizi West. About 4 candidates vied for the woman member of parliament for Kanungu district. Dr. Baryomunsi cast his vote at Kayanja Catholic Church, pledging people-centered service delivery.
Kanungu, as a hard-to-reach area, we are definitely pushing for tarmacking some of the roads which connect us to the rest of the country. We are going to put energy in boosting tourism and also ensuring that the local people can benefit from tourism, because Kanungu is a tourism area. NRM government has been providing services, but we need to scale up and expand some of these services. For instance, electricity needs to be expanded and extended to the rest of the communities. Safe water access has to be expanded, but also we have to look at the issue of education. As a government, we've already taken a decision to make sure that universal primary and secondary education becomes free. And that's one of the cardinal issues I will push within the government and parliament.
Following tallying process, Dr. Baryomunsi won with 23,830 votes against Sam Kajajo's 20,739 votes.
First of all, I want to appreciate and thank the voters in Chinchizi East who have voted me once again, because I've been a serving member of parliament and they have renewed my mandate. This means they appreciate the work that I've been doing as a member of parliament. They still have trust and confidence in me that I'm the one who is able to push for what is remaining.
In Chinchizi West, incumbent James Kaberuka defeated retired AIGP John Ngari Ndungutse.
So I just want to call upon the people, even those ones who were against me in the race. We are not enemies anyway. And I want to call upon them just to reconcile, because leadership is a calling. You can't force people. Now people have chosen.
I want to thank the general public. They gave us votes, they trust in us, and we thank them.
Incumbent woman MP Patience Chinshaba emerged victorious in the poll.
I'm so excited, I'm so happy. I thank the people of Kanungu, I thank the voters who have entrusted me with their seat again. They expect a lot from me to represent them in parliament, to do what I'm supposed to do.
Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
We'll now take a break, but when we come back, we'll be looking at the latest in business.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, dondolo.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000, or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Where are you coming from?
From NSSF.
NSSF? You came all the way from Namagund to get NSSF services. Lekanawe. You work on the era. NSSF is now everywhere. Come on, I show you. Come on,
the Pakabanda. You can register for NSSF. I'll contribute to your Simati life. Never deep down in the Marara. Make NSSF payment see. No Hala Okubekarangala. NSSF sure is not far. But tomorrow Kuhika Gotido. Enjoy NSSF from where you are.
Access NSSF services right where you live. With over 20,000 quick teller agents across Uganda, now you can conveniently register yourself, make NSSF payments and contributions to your Smart Life account, Jubira. NSSF, a better life.
Starting with 100,000 shillings, you begin building real financial strength. Because wealth doesn't just happen, you build it. And the ones who start early end up ahead. Every deposit, every month, every little increase. This is how your money grows into wealth. Put your money to work with the experts at SBG Securities. Partner with us today on your investment journey.
SBG Securities. Keep growing for you, for them, forever.
Welcome home to entertainment. To Wi-Fi everywhere. To high-speed internet. To security. To first-class support. To convenience. Welcome home to MTN WakaNet, superior internet for every home. Visit www.mtn.co.ug/WakaNet. Welcome home. Together, we're unstoppable.
This is our home, our land, our Uganda. From the rolling hills to the busy streets, from the farmers in the fields to the students in classrooms, we are one people. Elections are a time to choose our leaders, not to fight our brothers and sisters. When violence enters the ballot box, the future of our country is wounded. But when peace leads the way, our nation grows stronger. On election day, choose unity over diversion, respect over hatred, and dialogue over distraction. Love your country, protect your fellow citizens, stand for peace, and say no to electoral violence. This message is brought to you by the Global Election Observation Mission, GEOM, in partnership with the Uganda Electoral Commission. Informed citizens, strong nation.
Unisteel Investment Uganda Limited, shaping the future of steel in East Africa and beyond. With an investment of over $100 million and a production capacity of 300,000 metric tons per annum, Unisteel is setting new standards in steel manufacturing. At our state-of-art facility, we produce TMX rebars, branded Unis TMX 500 CWR, and high-quality wire rods using only imported virgin steel billets. Every batch is tested and tracked for unmatched quality assurance. Our steel powers the region's most ambitious projects, from dams, skyscrapers, to bridges and beyond. Unisteel, superior quality, trustworthy choice.
Starting with 100,000 shillings, you begin building real financial strength. Because wealth doesn't just happen, you build it. And the ones who start early end up ahead. Every deposit, every month, every little increase. This is how your money grows into wealth. Put your money to work with the experts at SBG Securities. Partner with us today on your investment journey.
SBG Securities. Keep growing for you, for them, forever.
Welcome back, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Business news now, and business activity in Kampala City has swiftly returned to normal following the recent general election, defying widespread fears of chaos and post-election violence. In interviews with our reporter Dennis Sigoa, citizens, most of them small-scale entrepreneurs, say staying away from work is no longer an option as the rising cost of living and mounting household bills demand uninterrupted economic activity. Take a watch.
We are in downtown Kampala, specifically at the Queensway roundabout. From the look of things, there is a semblance of normalcy. A few days ago, actually the day before yesterday, we were at this specific point, at this particular point, and everything had come to a halt. But right now, looks like Kampala, the people of Kampala are returning to their enterprises. They are ready to do business.
I see everything is okay. Yes.
So what, you have been moving around the city. Will you say that all the businesses are open and people are excited to be back?
The way I see it's fine.
The way I see it, fine.
Yeah.
This is the clip today, or the video footage for today. Compare it with Saturday. There's a very big difference. On Saturday, there was no traffic. There were no people in the city. But today, things are different. It seems people are out there, and those ones who are home are now back, and are trying to do some business. Of course, Kampala people know what has brought them to the city, and for them, most of them know they're here in the city to make money. And the few people we have talked to, all of them have the same line. They say that the politics does not put food on their table, and for them, they want to make money.
No, for us, we are businessmen, but we have been doing business smoothly. Nothing has happened. We are just okay. All right.
The situation in Kampala so far, it's okay. Nothing has changed so much according to what we anticipated to happen. So let them come and work. Nothing much has changed.
So Kampala people know it's about making money?
Only money what we are looking for.
Yes.
So sitting at home fearing Kampala, it makes no sense.
Abantu baagala okukola embeera mbi mu bantu tubadde twalindirira okulonda naye okulonda ekuvaalo kwawedde tulina okudda mirimu gyaffe ne tutandika okukola kubanga renti asigala atambula ow'ewaka n'ow'amaduuka.
Security situation
ekyo Museveni kyasooka okukola ekya security bw'oba olina akafuyo ng'akoleta mu kibuga bajja kukolako we bali bangi.
From the look of things, people are happy to be back in the city to run their businesses. And now that there is a return to normalcy, they are happy and they are willing to do business, bearing in mind that in a few weeks, schools will be opening and they of course have to pay their rent. Dennis Sigoa for UBC.
Thanks, Dennis, for that story. And of course, people shouldn't be fear going back to their businesses because there is peace and security not only in Kampala but elsewhere in the country. The food and climate change advocates under the plant-based treaty are raising alarm over a surge in obesity and other non-communicable diseases across low and middle-income countries, a growing public health crisis. Speaking during an engagement with Catholic religious leaders at the Lodeto C Center in Imbuya Catholic Parish, the advocates call for a shift toward plant-based food systems, urging Africa to reclaim its indigenous foods as a solution for public health, climate action, and food justice.
As obesity and non-communicable diseases rise across low and middle-income countries, food and climate justice advocates are advocating for a return to Africa's traditional diets.
When we look at animal-based food products, most of them are processed, and in the process they are processed with additives, hormones, and other antibiotics. And at the end of it all, they end up posing a health threat to our lives.
We want to offer you that knowledge, that awareness, and to bring these implementations onto plan. So, but you decide what you want to bring on your plate for lunch, for dinner, you can make that informed decision.
Meeting Catholic religious leaders at the Laudato Si Center in Buya Catholic Parish, the plant-based treaty movement called for promotion of plant-based food systems as a solution to human health.
We want our governments to make sure that they have the best intent with us, not follow the big corporations, not follow the media, the marketing, and focus on what we need to thrive and sustain as a healthy society.
When we shift to plant-based food systems, we shall not only be food secure, but we shall be consuming food that is healthy, nutritious, and the food that will, at the end of the day, solve the problem of malnutrition.
Plant-based Treaty Global Coordinator Cindy Veltens says food systems are driving climate change and call for a return to traditional plant-based diets.
But animal agriculture is demanding so much resources. The governments can take into place to make sure that we have policies into place to focus on systems that are good for the people economically, sustainably, climate-friendly, and health-wise.
On the overall, engaging communities to adopt more plant-based meals is essential for health and sustainability.
When we think about enterprises or entrepreneurship, it's something that could also be used to empower youth and women in the agricultural sector, both for the market and also for the home consumption.
Through churches, we call upon all people in our country to join us, to join our struggle so that we can get endorsements and we save our climate.
Plant-based treaty campaigners also call for reforms in dietary guidelines, and urgent action is needed to fix failing food systems.
And we've almost come to the end of this bulletin, but before we leave you, let's have a quick reminder of our top stories. In our top stories tonight, Chief Justice Alphonse Owiny-Dollo retires from the judiciary, hands over office. The Electoral Commission dismisses media reports on a Jury County parliamentary seat results. First Deputy Prime Minister Rebecca Litwala Kadaga meets all Busoga sub-region elected members of Parliament. And Minister for Energy and Mineral Resources assures that Uganda remains on track to achieve first commercial oil by July 2026. And that's all we had time for. Thank you so much for having kept us company. I am Rukidi Kiijanangoma, wishing you a blessed night and God bless you.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Every Wednesday, live in our studios in the heart of Kampala.
We have to change the political culture in this country, really. Who has bewitched Ugandans?
I want to assure you, as government, we shall do whatever it takes to ensure that Ugandans are safe.
We have conversations that have analysis, explanation.
This law society, this union of theirs, because they want a job everywhere, they want to be this, they want to be that, they want... No. We know it's a union.
You cannot be making a road, bitumen grade 1, in Congo for 5 billion.
But not every truth is fact, and not every fact is truth.
The argument that the General Court Marshal is responsible for